Look at my babies, yo. Let me light this up, man. Let me light y'all niggas up. All right, get some of these mosquitoes out of here. Yeah, look at my babies, yo. But I hear these three bitch ass niggas, right? You can go to their channel if you want to and subscribe. It's a free country, you know what I'm saying? But I hear these three going at it. You know, they have their own objective, their own narratives with the boxes, so they coming up with evidence and trying to make an argument for a situation. But let's let Captain Full G put his perspective in and their opinion in, and also give you some facts like they're trying to give you facts, right? Just another channel, right? So let's go into Best Fight the Best at this moment right now. And let's hear what we got to say, and let's see what I got to say about it. And I will show facts.
I'm looking at Frank Martin's box rec. Frank Martin's box rec has him enrolled in Vada. What is Gervonta Tank Davis enrolled in? What drug testing is Gervonta Tank Davis doing? Because I clearly see what Frank Martin is doing. Frank Martin is enrolled in Vada. What is Tank enrolled in? So we're okay with Frank Martin being tested only? So this is the new stipulation for Tank Davis and Tank Maniacs is the new stipulation. Tank's opponents have to take drug tests, but Tank don't gotta take any. This is the new stipulation. This is the new thing now. The new thing is, oh well, don't worry about my drug tests, but you take drug tests. I'm not enrolled in Vada. Don't worry about me. You enroll in Vada.
All right, so before I get to him, I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of my video, I'm going to show you clips of channels that you could go to besides these three bitch ass niggas. Go and subscribe to these channels at the end of the video. Okay, so this is one thing he said, that Frank Martin, and this isn't Tank's defense, right? Frank Martin is enrolled, right? But Tank Davis is not. Okay, truth and false. Some truth with the lies and some lies with the truth, regardless if he knows what he's saying or he doesn't know or he does not knowledgeable about the situation. You could be enrolled, but let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Watch this. All right, as you can see, Errol Spence, Kell Brook, and Mikey Garcia, they're all on the Vada website, all right? And I know Errol fought those two, and I'm pretty sure he was enrolled in Vada, and he was in the Vada website, so you can see the dates and time. I'm not sure for both of them, but I'm pretty sure it was for the Mikey Garcia fight, right? But see, in Tank's defense, yes, you enroll, but when you under a contract, this is from Vada. Fighters, not every PED testing panel is the same. Not every lab is the same. Not every doping control company has the same experience. Ask questions. Unspecified drug testing in a contract does not mean the best and most thorough. You hear that again? Ask question. Unspecified drug testing in a contract doesn't mean the best and most thorough. Only a handful of U.S. commissions use WADA. Wow. Accredited laboratories, which Vada uses, and even fewer commissions utilize certified doping collections. Vada is independent of the many public and private entities in boxing and MMA. Now, let's remember that Vada does not test. They administrate hair, blood, urine, samples, right? So when they're under a contract, right? Let's just say the Clean Boxer program or any other program, right? They're contracted and they have to follow. But you know what? I'm going to leave that for the last because I'm going to show proof and also facts on that, right? But just because, and this is in Tank defense, I like Tank in the ring. I don't really care too much about him outside the ring like Mayweather. But in his defense, that just because Frank Martin is enrolled at Vada, I'm not hearing. Now, I asked this brother. Let me show you what I asked this brother here. That's in the thumbnail. AKA Beetlejuice. AKA Janitor 40. AKA Mongoloid. Okay? So let me show you what I was asking what, think about 8 days ago? Come on. And I'm gonna ask you a question, brother, before I get to the meat and bones of this shit. Since you're a big advocate, right, for a clean sport, can you tell me who is doing the testing for Frank Martin and Tank Davis? Tell me. And tell me if I'm going to get a notification from Vada saying, congratulations, Tank Davis, you successfully so-and-so, congratulations, Frank Martin, you successfully so-and-so, because your test went to Vada. Yeah, that's, I want to hear that, okay? Because you can go on year long with this Vada and stuff like that, but we all know Vada labs go to Vada. But I want to ask you something. If that is not notified to the whole boxing community that, he has successfully finished Tank and Frank Martin. The reason why I bring this up, because you're a big advocate, and guess what? We need answers. Okay, we don't just need answers about Victor. We don't need all those answers from Victor. You can keep playing the Victor all day. But I don't need any answers from him or anything. He already established what I need to hear. Okay, if I want to believe it or not, I'll believe it or not. The man is 70 years old. Okay, I ain't got time, and I definitely know he ain't got time to be in some kind of drama with his snack program. Okay, I ain't got time for all that. But I would like to know, since you're a big advocate, let me know why is Vada not successfully saying anything about Martin and Tank. And if they don't say anything, and you don't say anything, you're faking the funk. You're faking the funk. I want to know why that ain't happening. That's what now. Yeah, that was a question that I asked 8 days ago, right? And that video got about 200 something views. That was 8 days ago. You know what I'm saying? I make videos when I feel like it. But besides that, now I'm ready to see General 40. That's a big advocate for a clean boxing sport. If he's gonna come out and question Tank Davis and Frank Martin, that's what I want to see. Since he's so much in the clean boxing sport and an advocate for, you know, what's right, what's wrong, we need some answers from you now, right, for that situation. But while you here at Caps and Full G, I'm going to give you facts, right, and then you could come up in your fucking head how you want to get it delivered in your brain, right, and question it. So after all this about Snack and Vada and Victor and Rachel and Nonito Donaire and blah 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 and this and that, now people is asking questions about Vada's role play in this situation with this fight with Frank Martin and Tank Davis. And I've been asked this, right, 8 days ago, but now I'm seeing videos about it now. So let's do a little bit more research on this next bitch ass nigga and what he's got to say. And there's some truth and there's some lies and there's some knowledge and there's also not sure about it. Listen to what he's saying.
Brought to my attention that Gervonta Davis is supposedly not signed up with Vada. And since he's not signed up with Vada, how do we know that he's testing at all for this fight? And Frank Martin, on the other hand, is signed up with Vada. So I was like, where are we getting this from? So somebody said, just look at their box rec. So I looked at their box rec, and Gervonta Davis' box rec did not say Vada with a check mark, while Frank Martin's did. This is box rec. Now, aside from the fact that box rec keeps records and not all of their records are correct, not all of their dates are correct, it is what it is, okay? Why would that be? So first question is, why would that be? Why would Gervonta Davis not have a Vada check underneath his name? And why would Frank Martin have it under his? So I thought, why do you get a Vada check? Well, you get a Vada check if you are in, I do believe, the WBC Clean Boxing Program. And this is for fighters that are in the top 15 of the WBC. So fighters are ranked inside the top 15 of the WBC. Enter into the WBC's Clean Boxing Program. So when I look on the record for Frank Martin, well, I know that Frank Martin was ranked number 3 in the WBC when he was supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson. So Vada, WBC, Vada. Now, here's the thing though. When you're talking about testing for a fight, the Clean Boxing Program, in order to have both fighters tested for a fight, in the lead up to the fight, if you want to be tested by Vada, you have to pay a separate fee. You have to sign up for that fight to have both fighters tested at whatever 25,000, whatever it is that they charge you to collect your samples for that period of time. So, being in the Vada Clean Boxing Program does not mean that for a particular fight, that Vada is going to do the testing for a particular fight. Take, for example, Julio Cesar Martinez, who I believe was under the WBC 150-pound champion, but he just fought and he got popped for performance enhancers, for masking agents, for performance enhancers. Do you know who caught him? The Nevada State Athletic Commission tested him and caught him. Vada did not catch him. The Nevada State Athletic Commission caught him. And he is Vada tested. Vada tested, he's got a check mark next to him. Why didn't Vada catch him? If Julio Cesar Chavez is a bot, because he's in the Clean Boxing Program, that does not mean that Vada is going to pay to get both fighters tested for a particular fight. And if they don't feel like paying money, somebody else is going to test them. In this case, it was the New York State Athletic Commissioner called. Also, Gervonta Davis, as far as being in the WBC, I don't think Gervonta Davis has ever been ranked by the WBC for the last 8-9 years. Well, however long, excuse me, I won't go that far. However long it's been that he has been in the rankings, he's been in the ranks of the IBF or the WBA. He's never fought for a WBC belt, and he's only been ranked for a very short amount of time with the WBC. And that way, I do believe he was ranked in between the time that he fought for the WBA super title and won the WBA super title and the time that he decided to fight Yuriorkis Gamboa for the WBA belt. So I don't know when there was a time where he was actually signed up, where he was actually ranked for the WBC. But let's also go to whether or not he's been tested or not. He was definitely tested for the last fight he had, the Ryan Garcia fight, because there was very public conversations about how early testing started for Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia.
These channels, boy, they be capping, boy. I tell you, leave the capping to me, because I'm capsing food, and you're going to hate me. And I hope you do hate my bitch ass self. So, it's so funny. It's like these narratives like Tank, right? He said, that's why I got Ryan and Vada, right? And then all of a sudden, he switch up and say, well, Vada's this and Vada's that, and Snack and Vada's... Listen, man. All these channels got narratives, and they following a boxer. I don't know if they get paid or whatever. I don't care. Okay, like I said, on my channel, nobody got my phone number and my email. Comment in the comment section. If you want to get at me and call me a bitch ass, I will agree with you that I am a bitch ass nigga. But there is some truth to what Fanon said. I will give him that. There is some truth on what Fanon said. And the point is that when Vada is not in a contract, and I'm going to give you facts. I'm going to reinforce these facts now. When Vada is not in a contract, they always send their labs to Vada, a credible lab. Now, when they in a contract, well, we can see examples like certain fighters, like Twitter, well, X. Most of the time you will say Vada will say you successfully completed, you started and you ended success. They're not going to tell you the results, right? Especially if they in a contract, right? So you will see fighters, if you go to their Vada site, they'll start from 2024, and all the fights going all the way to 2023, 2022, 2020, 21. You'll see all the fighters that did accomplish and succeeded and did everything they did that Vada said they was going to do, right? And they sent it to a credible lab called WADA, unless they're in a contract. Now, if that contract say, yes, send those labs to WADA, well, then it'll be sent to WADA. But this is what you need to see. Now, I'm going to show you my proof. I showed you a proof with Vada statement, right, that I read. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to reinforce it. Nonito Donaire was the first to be ever on Vada, okay, successfully, right? And he's been on it 365 days, 24 hours, so blah, 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 right? He was the first boxer, right, to accomplish that. So now, I asked Rachel Donaire that was on World Combat Sports. Go and subscribe to that brother at this moment now. And I'm going to show you, that was her first time on his channel. But guess who else went on his channel? Let's run the track.
Appreciate you. Hey, I know that guy. Hi, Caps. What's up, Caps, man? What's going on?
Thanks for letting me come on your channel, brother. Yeah, I just have a question. I know this is the last video concerning kickboxing program and Vada. What's the difference of Vada and kickboxing program using Vada for administration? Do they still all go to Vada? Or, like, I don't know if you saw my video. I showed proof of Vada saying that all the credible labs with the contract is not most credible. So I was just wondering if you saw my last video. So, yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay, how do I make this one? So let's talk about, I think there was a guy that you had, okay, sorry, let's talk about the one that you're saying. What she's saying is under the contracts, and you say that you're going to get drug tested. It's not necessarily that the commissions themselves, when they're getting your drug test, are sending it to a credible lab. So that means to say, like, for example, I'm just going to throw out a state because I don't know, Virginia or Rhode Island. For states so small like Rhode Island, are they necessarily going to send your samples to an accredited lab like WADA? There's only a couple states that do that, right? Not every state does that. Some states use other labs that are not accredited by WADA. Now, when it comes to Nevada State Commission versus VADA versus for the Manny Pacquiao and Thurman fight. Now, Vada was not the testing authority. Nevada hired Vada to administer tests, you see, and then they go all the way over to Vada Labs. So it highly depends on what is the role of Vada within the contract. So I say that because, I can double check. I can email Margaret and ask her.
So I asked Rachel, and she gave me an example, because I gave that example about Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao and how everybody was complaining about Pacquiao wasn't tested and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait a minute. Vada administrated, right? But the question is it going to a credible lab or the promotion company, the commission? Remember, we'll go back and I show you what Vada said, and another thing about a handful of commissions use WADA. I didn't say Vada, it says WADA in that little print right there that I was reading, right? So she said, well, you know what? Well, she said, this is what she said. She said, Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao fight, they administrated by Vada, and they use a credible lab, but I'm not sure. Let me go and email Margaret Goodman about that situation. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, this is what she's saying, that Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao went to a credible lab, but she's not sure. I'm gonna stay with that, but if she's not sure, but guess what? She emailed me back, not emailed me back. She put it in the comment section because no one got my email. I'm not with that. She commented in the comment section, and she said this. Look at the comment. All right, as you can see, Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel, that's the symbol up there. Go and subscribe to her channel, right? Now, it was something I was trying to get in detail, and I guess she did do her homework, and she contacted Margaret Goodman, and she replied after I was on World Combat Sports with her and Scotty. And this is what she said. This is what she replied to me the next day. She said, hi, Caps, great talking to you on World Combat Sports. Just so we could clear up some of the complicated things to talk about, we're going to do it right here. So this is what she did. She commented, and she said, listen, Vada 247, 365, use water 100% all the time. That's a fact. Never rebuke that. Never, right? So that's a fact. And on Best Fight the Best channel, Nonito Denier made that a fact, and that's a fact. But this is what I was looking for. Commissions, number 2, commission can hire Vada, but they can choose their own labs they want to send to, and it doesn't have to be WADA. Wow. And B, choose limited number of tests instead of a full panel. Oh. And 3, sanction bodies can change the Vada protocols, lab or panel they test for. And 4, promoters can change the Vada protocol, lab, or panel they test for. Thank you, Rachel Donaire. Thank you. And this is from, and you see the symbol on top, Beyond the Ring, Nonito and Rachel. Just in case somebody don't believe it, go to that channel, subscribe, and that's her channel, and Nonito. But this is good facts right here, because everybody's watching Vada, but we all know Vada take all their labs to where? WADA, right? But when you in a contract with the clean boxing program, it seems like sanction bodies and commissions, and they could choose their own labs and blah, 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 and sanction bodies could change the protocols and lab panels. Yeah. But we all looking at Vada like they're the problem. Okay, let's talk. So she commented on one of my videos that I made, and she said she'll get back to me. Nonito Donaire and Rachel Donaire, and they got back to me, even though I asked her that question on World Combat Sports. After the fact, that comment came back, and she told me, I did speak to Margaret Goodman about those specifics, and those specifics are very important, because we always get this thing that clean boxing program or any sanctioned body, commission, or promoter that's affiliated with Vada thinking and letting us think, the sheep out there that think that, oh, well, clean boxing programs with Vada, or this person's with Vada, of course over yonder, or this one is with Vada, that just because they with them doesn't mean the rules apply. Okay? So like I said, Vada stands alone. And when Vada stands alone, it's a voluntary anti-doping, right? So when they stand alone, they get paid. Or somebody sponsor them to go under Vada. Vada just goes specifically to WADA to get their labs credited. And it's a full panel. So that means that they're going to test for testosterone, the carbon isotope test, HGH, EPO, right? Or any other thing. They test for the full panel, okay? But when you do the commission or the sanctioning body or the promoter, have you noticed that sometimes certain promotions, I don't want to get biased, I don't want people saying, oh, you hate the PBC, and I'm just saying certain PBC fighters never show, hey, you successfully did this and you successfully did that, right? So sometimes the promoters say, well, I don't want to be announced that Vada was tested or whatever, right? So I'm showing you proof and I'm getting straight to the point. So the sheep out there can understand that there is details and specifics when you under a contract. Now listen, I'm going to show you some videos, some channels that you could go to besides these three bitch ass niggas, right? Because they all have narratives and they always got to come just because it is what it is. But hey, support the channel. And I'm not going to make another channel. My last video, not that video, but the video before it, I have a video called Synthetic slash robot. So I say synthetic robot, but synthetic humans slash robots, whatever, versus humans. And I'm not going to change my channel and make a new channel. I'm just going to put it on this channel so the analytics is not going to pick it up, because that's basically for gender war, okay? Those channels. But I'm not going to make a new channel. I'm just going to stay, support me. Go check it out. Press like, dislike, let the analytics pick it up so it could get bigger. And the second one to that, it's going to be real grimy. That was just an introduction, but it's going to get real grimy and filthy with this gender war shit. And I'm going to put some, if you can see how I do shit here, you're going to see how I do shit with gender wars, okay? And my next video, I might just end up talking about economics, Americans' debt, self-inflicted wounds. That's my next video, but I will do it on this channel. And I just ask for your support and let the analytics pick it up, because part 2 of that one video is going to be crazy. Oh, I'm going to get real grimy on that. But here, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they're not saying. And I'm also here to irritate your mind. So, hey, like, share, subscribe. Check these videos out. Check these channels out. And subscribe to these channels also. 1.
Dealing with meeting new people. You know what I'm saying? I met some real good dudes up here. E Thriller, B-Man, Bushido, Rob Figley, Captain Full G, Dub J Lucky, 136, 419. These are the real gang. These my guys right here. And there's more too. There's more. They you got a board? Yep. All right, 365. First, Matt said, God knows how long. You got it. It's all good. Take it on the J. You ready for this? There you got it. 1, 2, 3. I got it. Did you see that? It rolled forward and I put it back and still got it. Nothing. That was easy. We taking it up. You can stop it. Like I was saying, like my man Caps and Fool said, I'm not trying to make you change your mind. I'm just trying to help you read in between the lines. You dig what I'm saying?
Hold up, I gotta give this shout out to Big Knock. As you can see, that's Nocturnal Thoughts right there, right? I think he might change his name. I think I heard him say that. But for now, he's still Nocturnal Thoughts. But that's the only brother that betted his channel to shut the fuck up for 1 month. Yeah. The Errol Spence and Crawford. He had Errol, I had Crawford. He was a man of his word. That's a man with integrity, man. When he lost, he shut up for a month. He didn't even talk about nothing else. So go link up with that channel. He's a brother that, you know, once he makes a bet, and like I said, when you bet your channels, put up or shut up. When you bet your channel, you got no content, you ain't got no time, and you got no money. I ain't betting niggas money. Those three things, if you got a channel, put up or shut up. If not, dust off.
This is the Mac Mug, baby! Man, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up to the fam? And what up to everyone in man's boxing. What's up, bro? I see me knocking out, man.